We, men and women who hereby constitute ourselves as the National Organization for Women, believe that the time has come for a new movement toward true equality for all women in America and toward a fully equal partnership of the sexes, as part of the worldwide revolution of human rights now taking place within and beyond our national borders. Those words form the opening statement in the National Organization for Women's Statement of Purpose. Activists were looking for a way to push for equality for all genders, and NOW held its first national conference at Washington, D.C. in 1966. It was created by a group of feminists, some of the prominent leaders being Pauli Murray and Betty Friedan. The group would organize to initiate or support action in ways that would unite women. Friedan is well known for her book, The Feminine Mystique, which came out in 1963 and addressed the problem with no name. People's World discusses briefly the life that Friedan lived and focuses on her use of writing from an early point in her life. Friedan became editor-in-chief of the newspaper at Smith College and later became a journalist. As someone of a mixed race and a member of the LGBTQ community, Murray not only had a close connection to gender inequality during that time period, but also racial inequality and LGBTQ equality. She earned a degree in law and used that to help out her many causes. Two of the largest controversies during this time period were the inequality in the workforce and women's sexuality. Early on in its existence, NOW filed a formal petition with the EEOC for hearings to amend regulations on sex-segregated help wanted ads, and also held Public Accommodations Week, which took place at men-only locations. Early on, NOW spent a lot of time fighting to get women the opportunity to apply for the same jobs as men and use the same facilities as them. This was a small step in the big picture, but it was necessary for women to gain access before moving forward. Roe v. Wade invalidates all state laws that restrict abortion in the first 3 months of pregnancy, grounding the decision on the right to privacy, and permits second trimester regulations only to protect the woman's health. Roe v. Wade was a very famous case during that time that helped pave the way for the women's right to abortion. Roe was a single pregnant woman who fought District Attorney Wade for the right to obtain an abortion. The previous restrictions only allowed women to get an abortion if the doctor decided it was necessary to save the life of the mother, but once Roe won this case, it opened up the doors for women to decide what would be done with their bodies. Once abortion was deemed legal, NOW chapters began escorting patients into the newly established clinics, which were already being picketed. In 1973 in June, after a 5-year campaign by NOW and more than 3 years of litigation of the NOW complaint, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled to prohibit sex-segregated employment advertisements. The early 70s were a crucial time as far as abortion and equality in the workforce for women. At this time, second-wave feminism began, and it is something that has continued to grow up until today.